Viral crop diseases. Viruses are microscopic and carry nucleic acids. However, viruses are not alive since they cannot reproduce independently. They must use the machinery of living cells to propagate. Viruses move between cells in the form of virus particles and may infect bacteria, plant, animal, fungal, or protozoan cells. We interact with viruses with some frequency. While they most often cause illness, not all viruses do. Viruses known as bacteriophages, for instance, can prevent bacteria from overrunning an organism. Some research suggests that viruses may also support our immune system. You have likely heard of some of these common viruses: coronaviruses, including COVID-19, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, the virus that causes AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, HPV, human papillomavirus, causes cervical cancer, Ebola virus causes problems with blood clotting, Zika virus, shown at right, can cause birth defects. Common viral crop diseases. Viruses can cause plant diseases too. Some of the most significant viral crop diseases are Groundnut Rosette, Cassava Mosaic, and Citrus Tristeza. Groundnut Rosette virus. Groundnut Rosette, Aericus hypogea, is an umbra virus endemic to equatorial and southern Africa, the Indian subcontinent, South Asia, and Australia. Groundnut rosette affects groundnuts, also known as peanuts. Infected groundnuts can be recognized by stunted growth, which can present in a bushy appearance. Leaves that are yellow become twisted and/or experience stunted growth due to an inability to produce chlorophyll. When harvested in absence or lack of groundnut production, some leaves will molt. Groundnut rosette is spread by groundnut aphids and most commonly impacts groundnuts or peanuts. Treatment includes controlling aphids with the use of insecticides and planting aphid-resistant crops. Mosaic viruses. Mosaic viruses affect more than 150 species of plants. Infection by a mosaic virus marks leaves with many colors. These colors can look like a mosaic, art created by individual pieces of separate colors, such as the example from Benin shown below. Only the Cassava mosaic virus is described here. However, you may encounter these other common mosaic viruses behaving similarly: tomato, cowpea, cucumber, cauliflower, zucchini, watermelon, green bean. Cassava mosaic virus. Cassava mosaic, the Cassava common mosaic virus, is a begomovirus endemic to equatorial and southern Africa, the Indian subcontinent, South Asia, and Australia. As shown in the image below, the symptoms of Cassava mosaic are browning, chlorotic mosaic of leaves and/or yellow, white, and light or dark green spots and streaks, leaf distortion, and stunted growth. Cassava mosaic most impacts cassava and is spread by whiteflies, the disease vector, and propagating from infected plants. Cassava mosaic is treated by intercropping with plant species that are not susceptible to whiteflies and planting resistant varieties. Citrus Tristeza. Citrus Tristeza, sometimes simply called Tristeza, is a clusterovirus that is exceptionally devastating to citrus trees. It can quickly cause tree death or severe damage to roots and stems. An infection of Citrus Tristeza varies based on the citrus tree. However, it is generally characterized by these symptoms: chlorosis of leaf, cupping of the leaf, stunted growth, pitted or shriveled stems, leaf vein clearing or corky vein, yellowed seedlings, dieback or quick decline. Citrus tristeza is spread by the brown citrus aphid and propagating infected cuttings. While all citrus fruits are susceptible to citrus tristeza, orange trees are often infected. Treatment for citrus tristeza is pre-inoculation grafting and the application of insecticides targeting aphids. One more recent disease is the begomovirus leaf curl. Only the pepper leaf curl virus, capsicum leaf curl virus, known as CLCV, has been identified thus far, but there are a number of leaf curl viruses that could impact crops. Leaf curl viruses react in similar fashions to CLCV. Other Nigerian crops that may be impacted by leaf curl include tomato, chili pepper, and tobacco. Symptoms of the CLCV include the upward leaf curling pattern that gives the virus its name, stunted growth, smaller and or chlorotic leaves, fewer, smaller and or lack of pollen, flowers, and fruits, flowers that drop off the plant, known as abscission. CLCV is transmitted by the white fly. Treatment includes using border crops, crop rotation, insecticide, and using resistant strands. Cocoa swollen shoot. Cocoa swollen shoot virus disease, CSSVD, is caused by several variations of bandnaviruses within the Colimoviridae family. The disease can devastate crops by causing a 25% decrease in production during the first year of infection and an increasing decline in death within 3 to 4 years. It is present in many West African countries and is one of the biggest threats to cocoa pod production. Symptoms of CSSVD can vary by strain of disease and cocoa plant. However, these signs of infection are common: chlorosis, flecking or mottling of mature leaves, stem and root swellings, though not all strains cause this symptom, reddening or banding in young leaves, clearing or yellow banding of leaf veins, small spherical misshapen pods. CSSVD is transmitted by several species of the disease vector mealybug, Pseudococcus. Adult mealybugs are the only insects that transfer the disease. CSSVD also spreads by propagating from infected plants. Treatment and prevention involve use of pre-inoculation grafting and insecticide application. The next few slides are a summarial review of the viral crop diseases we've discussed, beginning with groundnut rosette with its symptoms, spread, impacted crops, and treatment. Cassava mosaic with its symptoms, spread, crops most impacted, and treatment. We also discussed in detail citrus tristeza with its symptoms, spread, citrus fruit trees most impacted, and treatment. Leaf curl viruses, symptoms, spread, crops most impacted, and treatment. And finally, we discussed the cocoa swollen shoot virus with its symptoms, spread, most impacted crops, and treatment.